So I continue with the example that we just discussed, and we calculated some of the velocity components, the points, the stagnation point, and so on. Another part of that question was to plot the graph to show the fluid flow. So when we take several points, a large number of data, by assigning different values to x and y, then this is the type of flow that we will get. The streamlines are showing that the flow is flowing as shown in the pinkish color. That is how the fluid flow will be behaving, or it will be flowing in these directions. And the circle here, this one, is showing the stagnation point. So this is the point. So at a stagnation point, there is no flow, and around it, the flow is taking place in different direction, and this is dictated by the type of equation that we have. Remember, the x component is given by this. Velocity vector in the x component is given by this component, and the velocity vector in y component is given in this direction. V, the vector v, is calculated as u square plus v square, where u and v are velocity components in x and j directions. So with combination of these things, computation of these things, when we plot them on a graph paper, then this is the type of flow that we will see generated by the equation that has been assigned to us. If we change the parameter, the values in this equation, we will have a different flow situation. If it is one-dimensional, we can adjust that accordingly, and if it is 2 or 3 dimension, that can also be done in the same way. This is the scaling that has been shown, is the velocity is moving at 10 meters per second. So when plotting graphs, we also have to assume scaling. Scaling is so important that how much is a unit distance showing. 0 to 1 is what? Is it 1 meter? Is it 1 centimeter, 1 inch, or whatever unit? And here in this case, it's represented as 10 meters per second for velocity. And the fluid flow field as a whole is flowing like this, and it can be utilized, put together for a nozzle for anywhere that we want to use. And therefore, finally, if you see the final shape of the fluid, then the streamlines look like this form. So they become steady, no distortion, and then they are moving in a certain direction, in a stream-like manner, in a smooth, steady kind of manner. So again, these pictures I have shown here only it's the same that were in the previous slide. So the same pictures, but little bit of explanation, further elaboration. The velocity vectors for the velocity field as shown. The scale is again shown 10 meters per second at the top, and the solid black curve represents the approximate shapes of some of the streamlines. So you can see these black curves showing the fluid flow. And these things are based on the calculated velocity vectors. And how do we get the velocity vectors? We get it from the equation that have been given to us. So it follows from this that any time that we see a flow, we measure a fluid flow movement, we make an equation, and based on that equation will depend on all representation of our graph. All graphical representation of fluid flow depends on that very equation. So important. And therefore, this is very crucial. And obviously, at a stagnation point, there is no motion. There is no movement. The shaded region here represents a portion of flow field that can approximate flow into an inlet. So you can see that this is approximately, this can be used into any inlet.